Welcome back. The IMF Managing Director, Madam Christine Lagarde, is in town, arrived yesterday. We'll be meeting with the president if they keep to the schedule starting around now, 11 a.m., if they keep to the schedule. But there have been all sorts of questions, apprehensions. What is she here for? We've heard that, well, the nickname for IMF in Nigeria, unofficial nickname has been SAP, Structural Adjustment Program. But one of my guests, Dele Alimi, and the other Chukwuemeka Eze, but Dele has said that we've come away, we've come a long way from those days of structural adjustment programs. Nevertheless, there still are issues. That she's in town, she probably was invited, which is interesting again. She has said that she's come to listen, but people are saying, well, you can listen on a telephone as well. There's probably a bit more to it than to listen. But it's about the economy, as you have been saying. When we have money, the economy is going to be involved. And as you know, from our perspective here, the economy has its problems, some of them policy, but largely corruption as well. There is the feeling in government sectors that the damage that has been done to the economy as a result of corruption is mind-boggling and not really understandable to the ordinary person who just thinks that people will just steal 1 or 2 million and just walk away. I'm hearing that this is beyond all conception. So there's the corruption aspect. The president, no doubt, is going to be explaining our position. Along his ministers are going to be explaining our position, his thinking to her. What are the options here? Because quite frankly, I can't see the president turning around and now having the IMF script. That is political suicide. We can't have the IMF coming into town and then leaving, and the day after you say things that IMF is happy about. Right now, they're probably not happy about all that has been said in Nigeria about our monetary policy and trade and all of that. So yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's true, but we must also remember, I agree with you, the most important factor here is Nigeria. Whatever it is we're discussing, that is the most important factor. What we need to see...
And that's not IMF's perspective. IMF doesn't sit down there and say, you know what, my whole thinking right now is for the benefit of Nigeria. That's not what they do.
But that's what they'll tell us.
But they will say that.
They won't come here to tell us it's not for Nigeria's benefit. They will tell us it's for Nigeria. I think it's
more for the benefit of capitalism.
Yes, it's more for the benefit of capitalism. But then, that is what we are running in Nigeria too. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes I want to put myself in the position of the president. And I think, like you said, that there's been some corruption, and I get there. And I actually see the rot. It's enough to turn you to something else. But then, when you hold such positions, you also need to be very liberal and listen and take into consideration every factor, everything. That is why you are the president.
Okay.
You need to listen to every stakeholder. Like we usually say in business, even the most stupid idea could be the one that will work. You must listen to everybody. And when the chips start falling, the buck, of course, ends on its table. But he must listen. He must also listen to IMF. So let's listen to them. They have their own. For me, it's not just about IMF coming to tell us what to do. It's also about IMF listening to us and knowing why we are doing what we are doing. But if what we are doing is not completely even satisfying to Nigerians, then we must know that it's not a matter of the IMF. We must also look inward and ask ourselves the question, are we doing the right thing? If we're doing the right thing, will this be happening? If our intention is to stabilize the Naira, and it is not happening over the last 6 months, isn't it high time we looked at other, what other people are saying, and look at other solutions, and listen, and maybe cast our net wider? Maybe it's time for us to do that. Okay. I don't think we should be fixated on this thing. I'm sure there are more than one type of situation.
But there's always more than one way to skin a cat.
Exactly. So we definitely need to listen before we run this economy aground.
Even without asking you, I know you're down with that. That this consultation, but well, I'm a bit surprised that you're saying this. Not that I think it's an excellent point, but people have referred to the administration as being on the slow side, and they have responded that that's because we are, among other things, we have to consult widely so that we know where we are. So. This whole idea about the consultation might have been inadequate, that's the part that is a bit of concern to me. The fact that you have a serious bunch of people and such basic flaws like this, if indeed that is the case, are being pointed out now. As the president said in a different context, what kind of country are you running? So in the same, what kind of planning have you been doing? If at this stage people are able to pick holes in what we have set up as our preliminary outing. I believe there's a call. One moment, please. Abdulaziz from Niger State. Good morning.
The name is Abdul Nasir from Niger.
I'm sorry, Abdul Nasir. I heard you loud and clear, Nasir. Please go ahead.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
The problem with us is that we run a monolithic economy. All our forests that we earn is through crude oil source. The price of oil has crashed. We use the money we earn from crude oil to import just about everything. Nigeria is just the refuse dump of every single product that those Western countries produce. What do we produce? If we want to solve the issue of all these forex subsidy issues, we just have to start producing things that we consume. Even as students of international relationship will tell you that any nation that has a product that cannot to be a finished product, that country simply is vulnerable. So these are a problem. We need to start producing things that we can consume. There is no need for Nigerians to be buying toothpaste, matches, exotic cars, everything we import.
And rice.
That is the problem.
Okay.
The issue is simple. There is nothing the guy is going to tell us. We know our problem. We have to start producing things locally here.
Okay.
Thank you. That is my contribution.
Thank you very much, Nasiru, for calling in. We actually know what our problems are.
Of course.
There is nothing Madame Lagarde or the managing director of IMF is going to tell us. Your reaction to that? Yes.
She has something to tell us, because in this 2016 budget, we are going to borrow 1.8 trillion naira, and we will not borrow the whole money from Nigeria.
Yeah.
We run a global economy, and we cannot pretend that we are isolated. So whatever that is happening here, we are owing about $60 billion, and reasonable part of this sum is owed outsiders. So those countries we owe this money have interest in our stake. And if they want to complain, they will complain to the IMF. They will complain to the World Bank.
Like to the regulators.
Yes,
the economy, the financial regulators. So come and see, Nigeria is not playing fair.
Our interest is not mutually exclusive to that of the global economy.
Okay. Reverend Dominic, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Yori. Happy New Year.
Indeed, same to you.
Please, Yori, it seems to me that all of us do not know the problem of Nigeria. I want to ask a question. Since 1983, we began this devalue. So now we are 300 naira per dollar. From 64 kobo to a dollar to $300 naira per dollar. What is the gain of IMF policy in Nigeria? Can someone answer this question? The second in command of the woman I saw yesterday, and I was angry, was here for 10 years. And we ran this economy as well. That's what country was. The second in command to this woman, in fact, her profile is higher than this woman. But she runs this economy to where we are today. What is the gain of IMF policy in Nigeria? We don't want to answer it for one day. If it is time we could not eat again, then we see the answer. Number two, this government in power now that I supported, let me use the word luck as a pastor. I don't use the word luck. They were very unlucky. The time we get a good manager, there was no money. That's the challenge here. The time we had a manager that knows that Nigeria will be first, there's no money anywhere. I pity this government. But what we must do is this. Everybody that has stolen a job money must go to prison. If Nigeria will vote APC again. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Dominic.
Let me complete my
I
submission.
think okay.
Okay, just round off your submission.
Okay.
So I can go.
Okay, what I'm contending is this, that this problem that has dawned on us is not something that started today, and it will take a minimum of 10 years of planning to come out of it. That being the case, government management of Forex should not be with that approach that let us hold the foreign currency.
Solve the problem.
Now, let them go and find a way of... You see, it's something that the government will give a 10-year management plan
okay,
on how to take us beyond the
10-year management plan. I hear
economy.
you, but Nigerians are very, very concerned, and it has become beyond an economic issue, something of a political issue. If the Naira begins to climb upwards of 300 to the dollar.
But if Nigerians know that if it climbs to 300, that if we do this after 3 years, it will start climbing down. Nigerians
Over a 10-year period, for example.
Nigerians will be happy. But if you don't give them any view, no picture, the bigger picture is not there.
Okay.
You're only talking of now.
Before I come to you, Dele, let me quickly take George, who has come on the line from Ikeja. Good morning, Mr. George.
Uncle Yori, Happy New Year.
Indeed, same to you. Compliments.
Please, I will agree with Reverend Dominic absolutely on this subject of IMF. We do not need the IMF theory. We can look inwards. There is no country that IMF has ever encircled that recovered economically.
Did you say encircled?
Yes. We have to be very, very careful because you don't take it. I know that with the budget, we need about a loan of about 2 trillion naira, but we must not look up to IMF. We can source that money locally. We must recover our stolen funds from our own people. Even from that alone, we can get that 2 trillion.
But a lot of people think that.
Yes. And we must not go the IMF way. It's a warning that PNB must take.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, now that has been added to it, that we shouldn't listen to the IMF at all.
Yes. Well, like he said, we can listen. There's no harm in listening. You see, for us in the Lagos Chamber, the problem is not actually about our debt profile. The problem is actually what did we do with those money? If we are, like you said, if the dollar goes down, if the Naira goes down to 300, and Nigerians know that Nigeria can trust their government and know that, yes, we're on the path of development, we're on the path of growth, and we're on the path of revival, they will sit back and wait and trust. But the way it is now, we cannot blame the IMF for where we are. We should take responsibility for where we are. Like somebody said, yes, I also do pity this government. I think, I would say they've eaten more than they can chew. They could chew it, that's why they actually took the bite. So, what I expect...
They thought they could. They thought they could.
But I think they should be able to. I mean, with the kind of people, I think they should be able to. You don't take that kind of responsibility and now abdicate. You cannot. What I think is that the IMF will make its own plan. But the thing is, you need to allow the IMF to know what you're doing. An endorsement of our policy will go a long way in helping us. I don't see us raising 1.8 trillion
from corruption,
from within this economy.
From that stuff that has been stolen.
So
okay.
we need the support of our friends.
Okay.
Quote and unquote.
So you don't
we
think
need an
we
IMF that says, okay, Nigeria is on the path of development. Nigeria is doing the right thing, and that alone, that endorsement alone, will make our friends give us the kind of money we want
Okay.
at the kind of rate we want.
Okay.
This doesn't mean we are taking an IMF load. No, we should not assume that is what is happening. No. But what we are trying to do is that let the IMF look at our policy through the policy support incentive they have, the PSI, and say, okay, Nigeria is on the right path. That
If
alone,
they were to come up with that,
will send the right signal. But then we also need to put our house in order.
okay. Mr. Craig, thank you very much for holding on. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Chief Yori.
Good morning. It's just Yori, but good morning.
Yeah. So me, just as the gentleman said, yeah, you can talk to them. To me, IMF is not really the issue. They are not the real problem of our nation. The problem of the nation started from our own terrain. So IMF should be excluded. But what I'm trying to say is we have two major things to make this economy grow. Number one is trying as much as possible to make the production of this country to be enlarged and put stoppages
Beyond oil. Beyond oil, Abi?
Yeah, beyond oil. We have a lot of things. I was giving a little analysis to some people. I said, if we have our own refinery, there are a lot of dollars that we won't be going to market to buy. If we have our production on clothes and others, we won't be going out to purchase dollars to go and buy things outside Nigeria. These are the first things we have to tackle first to be able to make the availability of Naira have a very valuable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Too much stress on the only product we have, which is crude oil. And as people are saying, no doubt they are thinking about in the administration as well. We just have to come up with other ideas.
But those ideas, we didn't provide sufficiently for them in the budget. Go and look at the provision for agriculture and for mining. I mean, it's infinitesimal. You can't compare it with the money that will be spent on Aso Rock. So, why we are treating
In other
the
words,
symptoms?
if you look at the budget, a critical analysis shows
Shows
that
we
no
are
more
not
than lip
serious,
service is being paid
on
to
diversification. Besides, I think we are treating the symptoms. We have a fundamental, or let me say, we have fundamental issues we have to treat if we really want this country to run on economy that we can trust. I give you an instance. We are not the only people having problem of fall in oil price. Saudi Arabia is having the same problem, just like Venezuela and some other countries. But the problem with Nigeria is that we don't have a fallback position. That is to say,
No safety
no
net.
buffer.
None,
We did
none.
not create a buffer zone.
God.
That's the problem.
Okay, one moment, sir. Mr. Fọlọ́run Shaw from Ikorodu, good morning.
Good morning. Uncle York.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Happy New
Good
Year.
morning. Just met the studio.
Thank you. Good morning.
Actually, I don't know why we are working ourselves in this country. By having an IMF loan or whatever now, those people are just emptying our image by enlisting our names in the depth of the nation. Now we have a lot of money in this country. People are trying with our money. See the kind of judgment they give on this armed issue. Somebody thought we are talking of $2 billion. A judge was giving a judgment of pay 200 million naira to be released. I think they need to make an adjustment of this constitution. Those people there, they know that the constitution is favoring them. If not so, we have a president that can deliver us from this problem. That he was just not in the fear of constitution. He cannot do anything on his own alone. I don't know why we are solving ourselves here. What happened to the animal decade with a lot of money he has taken? What happened to the people that own our money? All this money are very token from the amount you are aiming to learn from another country. Why are we dancing our image? When are we going forward? Please, they should just do something within our own local money. They are going to IMF borrowing money.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The IMF MD is in town, arrived yesterday for a 4-day visit. Around now, if they stuck to the plan, she was supposed to be meeting with the president around 11 o'clock. That means they've been meeting for about 20 minutes now. which means also that our program has just about 5 minutes more to go. So they've been at it for about 20 minutes. Most Nigerians are probably interested in what they're going to come up with. Well, I think the way the economists and people in the trenches, people in the know, see this matter might be slightly different from the way the ordinary person sees it, especially now that the only thing they will be able to grab hold of, which is not too bad a yardstick, is that, how much did you say the dollar was now? 320? No, this whole thing is not going well at all. You know, that's what's going. This whole thing is not going well at all. What kind of government do we have there?
No,
So these are the problems that they have.
A dimension to it is this. Some people think that when the IMF comes, that you must borrow money from them. It
No, you
doesn't
don't
work
have
so.
to. Even though people have said, I've heard experts say that, what is wrong with borrowing per se? There's
no,
not very much wrong with borrowing per se.
It is the stringent conditions
I
attached
see.
by IMF that is the problem. It is not the borrowing per se that is the problem. And basically, the contributor that talked about the Zane and all that, that's what I'm telling you, this amount of symptoms. You cannot run an economy on a long-term basis based on money you recover from one or two corrupt politicians. We are discussing things that will be enduring, that will go beyond
the
these
immediate
names.
term.
Yes, these names you are
4, 5
mentioning.
years. But
And
even-
even this budget has made a provision that it could recover about 1.88 trillion from them.
Yes.
So, but that is in the short term.
Okay.
If you discuss in the long term, you discover that you need, just like you said, the IMF advisory role is very important. So there are some of these issues that attack our economy. The IMF will need to put across its views to our leaders and also gauge their own thinking position to explain to the complainants. I must tell you, some people are complaining. And the IMF has not been in a position to tell them, we understand what they are doing, or what they are doing is right or wrong.
Exactly.
So after this meeting, they will be in a position
Yes.
to give answers to the
To those
complainants.
questions.
And that probably explains the
That's
IMF
very
MD
important.
saying, I have come to listen.
It's very important. It's very
Pastor Mayowa calling in from Obawole. Good morning, sir.
Good, sir. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, this is my first call.
Okay, very nice to have you. We don't do
You know
sheke
what I
sheke.
just want to say is this, sir. If this IMF body, if they can help us trace all the money looted so far, because they are the one controlling world economy, they know where this money are. They know nobody can steal 1 billion naira in a bank, and so somebody
Without
and
IMF
that
knowing
this
about
money is
it.
there. Yes.
Were you going to say that nobody can steal 1 billion naira without IMF knowing about it?
I'm telling you, because they control their world banks, they should not be having this money. How they got this money? Because 1 billion cannot be held in local banks. They work into what they should be working towards now. If they don't want the economy to collapse, truly, if they love Africa, let them help us trace all this money first. Let them be sincere with African people.
All right.
They are now colonizing us in disguise. Honestly. If
Okay.
they give us those money, want to borrow us money.
Okay,
they are
Pastor.
The money looted by these people that they have in our own account over there. They are now loaning us. That's just the truth. Let's be sincere with us.
All right, Pastor, thank you very much for calling in. We've just about run out of time now. But an interesting scenario, the IMF is in town, that is the managing director is in town. She says she's come to listen. We have also suggested other reasons that she's here. But as Dele just explained, now after this meeting with Nigeria and Nigerians, the IMF will be in a position to say, well, I understand the Nigerian position. And the other side of it is that I think President Buhari has so much goodwill that Nigerians trust him to to have their back in this conversation with the IMF. However, you have explained that from an economic point of view, from basic points of view, having your back is one thing, the exigencies, the unrelenting exigencies of economics, and the fact that the world has become a small village can also not be ignored, right?
Definitely.
That it's all right to have the back of your people, but what you seem to be saying, and what IMF probably will be trying to put across delicately, is that there are
You win
exigencies
some and
here.
lose some.
Yes, there are
You win
exigencies here
Yeah.
that we can't wish away.
We need to weigh the two.
We need to weigh them.
Than equilibrium.
There should be a marriage.
But when people keep on quoting Lee Kuan Yew and the Asian tigers and all of that, they say virtually what he did was tore up the economic books and threw it out and said, look, now let's get business. Let's get
I'm
serious.
not- not the same.
I'm not sure we even have that kind of person here in Nigeria yet. That's the truth. And then I'm not even sure Nigerians are the kind of people that were there during the times of Lee Kuan Yew.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Okay.
Besides,
So we
our,
need to face the
our
reality.
ethnic makeup.
Exactly.
Why is it that
It's a
people
different
are not
system.
producing?
Gentlemen, I started this by mentioning Lee Kuan Yew, but I'm sorry, we've completely run out of time. But you did make the point that the two, you can't compare oranges and apples. This is what you're saying. Thank you very, very much, gentlemen. Chukwuemeka Eze and Dele Alimi. Really enjoyed this. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow, God willing, for a fresh edition. I'm Yori Folani. Bye-bye for now.